So is it okay if we look at the next trigram? Just to give you an idea of some of the information that is required. So if we look at Dui Lake. So Dui Lake is the youngest daughter. It relates to heart pericardium meridians. So that's again system 3. And it relates to yin metal in system 1. Yin metal carries the organs of lung and large intestine. It's called the lake, Dui Lake. And lake in ancient times was a gathering place for sharing joy and communication. Now the beauty of Dui Lake, it comes from the duogram of the greater yang. And the greater yang creates heaven, which is the primary intention, or you could say initiation, that then moves into combining with its partner, the yin energy of kun energy, and we get the creation of Dui Lake. So it's the next step into the corporeal world, is the ability here. And this has a double action. So the Dui Lake relates to mouth. So its connection to heart pericardium is the expression of joy. And we could say it's the expression of spontaneous joy. And if we think of young children, do you have children, Lucas?
No.
No, okay. You know anyone that has children around you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if you think of a young girl, say 4, 5, 6 years of age, and they spontaneously go into a dance, and their cheeks are nice and rosy, they're very shiny, they've got a big smile, they're giggling and laughing, and they're absolutely completely engrossed in the activity of dancing. That's kind of like the expression related to Dui Lake. So the two yang lines of initiation move up and outwards to express their joy into the world. So that's why we have this broken line here. And the broken line also means the creation of form. So what the intention and initiation brings out into the world, the outer line here, it feeds it back in the type of experiences you're having in life. There's also another component to the mouth in that it receives. So here we have energy coming in. And this is representative of the metal element, and the lung and large intestine is the ability to draw in the energy of the air. So when you're thinking of pathologies for Dui Lake, we can look at its connections to, say, the pericardium, for example, where you might have sexual excess. Depression, absolutely. Yep. And again, because we've got two yang lines at the base, we can think that this depression might also tend towards mania.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get something. I'll just get this. A book you might like to pick up, Lucas, and talk. You're very welcome to share, Jules. Just this is your stuff too.
Yep.
So there's there's a guy called Mickey Shima, and he's written a book called The Medical I Ching. I'll write that up for you in a sec. But that gives a lot of the pathologies related to the trigrams as well. So here we can see in Dui Lake we have mouth, the oral cavity, the digestive and reproductive systems.
It's not clear, Paul.
It's not clear? Okay.
No.
Any better?
Yeah.
So the Dui Lake is mouth, oral cavity, digestive and reproductive systems. As it's a yin trigram, often it's chronic or slow onset or long-term illness. Whereas we can see with the upper one, it's more severe diseases or symptoms that come rapidly, acute type disorders. Dui Lake is also diet, nutrition, and sexual factors as the cause, the overexcitement and frenzied states of mind. So all of those are applicable when we're using trigrams for treatment. If we stick with the original, what we just started with, so let's just say again, and the focus seems to be on sexual excess at the moment, but let's just say that the youngest daughter had an issue with the father or an older male in their life. Yeah, so they've come in, they're having addiction, maybe to alcohol or some form of drug, or that can be a prescription drug as well, or they've got situations in their life where they keep drawing in partners that don't have their best interests at heart, but they have a need for sexual contact. Then we can look at number 12. Yeah. So this is, in Dr. Tan's system, it's the 12th hexagram, and in the I Ching book, it's the 43rd. And this one's called eliminating. And if we put this hexagram side by side, the hexagram for Dui Lake, then we can see that the third line is the one that's out of polarity. So we have some options here. We can think, or put it over here, we can have heart 7 or pericardium 7. On this side we have UB40 or gallbladder 34. And what's interesting about both these points is they're both earth points. And here we have the Hersey, and here we have shoestring yuan. Shoestring and the yuan point. So just the fact of the issue presenting, youngest daughter or a young woman, difficulty with father, which may affect the digestive system. So all forms of anorexia, anxiety, reproductive systems. So perhaps the father was very authoritarian and the young lady's come in with menstrual pain. And again, the sexual function. So we can have excess or frigidity. And then we can look at also states of mind. So frenzied states would be anxiety. Any fear states. Also, these are both, this is yin metal and yang metal. So this trigram will also have an effect on water. So it will support water, and it will free the flow, so free chi flow in earth. And because the points, the Hersi points on the yang meridians and the shoestring points on the yin meridians are earth, this has a very strong centralizing effect on bringing the person into their personality. Any questions on that?
No, it's okay.
Good. You're on track, man. And then you can think about that also as so let's just say we have heart 7, and it's a lady that we're treating, a young lady. So we start on the right side with the primary point. And the idea of eliminating is that the 5 yang lines are pushing up and out a restrictive, a limiting yin quality. A limiting quality. And that can be a state of mind. Well, it often is a state of mind that we're helping them to release. So if we have, let's say, heart 7, and gallbladder 34, then we can think, well, what can we use over there on the other side? And we could consider using the inverse quality. Which is the 87 or 23. And this is called falling away. And if we decide to do a Xiao Yin, Xiao Yang, when we put the Xiao Yang primary hexagram against this one, we can see that the only line that's out of polarity is the 3rd line. The Sanjiao points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 10, which means that we can use Sanjiao 3. If we put the primary hexagram of the kidney next to this one, then we can see that the only one that's out of polarity again is the 6th line. This is kidney 10.
10.
Yeah. So that means from a 4-point perspective, using familial diagnosis of the trigrams, we can create a Xiao Yin, Xiao Yang global balance that's very much focused on Earth. So we're centralizing the person basically. The use of this type of hexagram, where you have 5 yin lines pushing upwards.
Excuse me. Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
Only four needles for this. Only 4.
Yeah. In this example, yeah. And this is, like I say, young
This
lady.
pattern.
Pardon?
No, yeah, I listen.
Yeah. Okay. So that when we use Bagua, so Bagua is like a code for treating whole body symptoms. So we can use Bagua through meridian conversion, through 5 elements, or through seasonal balance. And in this situation, we're using family dynamics as a basis. And when that happens, the points actually treat the whole system. So we can use those as in that way. And what this let's have a look. Where's my thing? So this one here, falling away. It's called falling away because the next progression after this one is the yang line falls away to the 6 yin lines. And if we think of the yin yang, so this is the yin, falling away, it sits about here on the clock. And then as the yang line falls away, we bring it into midwinter, or early to midwinter. So the use of kidney Canon Sanjiao 3 is going to have quite a sedating effect on a person. So it's possible that when you do that type of treatment, that you might lead a person into an introspective time. So they might actually experience like feeling depressed or having no motivation. And part of the counsel there would be they're actually saying that to explain a little bit about water and about winter, and saying that in the middle of winter, although everything on the outside looks like it's dead, underneath the earth, everything is starting to activate in order to grow new life. So if you do experience some down motion, some deepening of your emotion and interaction in life, that all you need to do is just maintain some trust and faith, and know that it's a process, that information is coming up to your conscious mind in order for you to reframe it. So sometimes when yeah, please.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
If I take the gua for kidney,
yeah,
connected with the gua with heart, it's the same.
yeah. So you mean this one? Oops. Do you mean do this? Is that the one you mean, Lucas?
The positive side, kidney with heart.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
In this example, we take the heart and gallbladder, right? The gua.
No, sorry, still not following.
In this example, we take gallbladder gua with heart.
Yeah,
gua,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, these two, yeah.
Okay.
And this
I can take. This is gallbladder. Yeah. Now.
The trigram, the three yang lines is gallbladder.
Gallbladder.
Yeah.
And they take the young lady.
Young lady, yep.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So this is an example of a young lady with a problem with an older male. And this
okay.
might. Yep.
And take after the heart.
Yep.
To connect with the gallbladder.
Yes, heart connects to gallbladder. Yep. Yep. So heart. Yep. And then kidney connects to Sanjiao. Heart connects to kidney, and Sanjiao connects to gallbladder. So we create a vertical truss.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This could also be in a situation where you get a young lady who's got a problem with her boss, who's an older man. So we can, an issue again where the person is any issue where a young female has got difficulty with an older male in some way, whether that's in a present current situation or it's an old memory that's showing up in the present life.